Dr. Teresa Braun. I'm your host, Parker Kern. Along with me tonight, our BGSU Entrepreneurship Hall of Famers, Dr. Gene Poor and Brian Sokol, and 2015 Hatch Aggie winner, Elsa Vogel-Voss. Assisting us tonight from the crowd is BGSU superstar Van Wright.
Thank you, Parker. And I just want to take a minute, Dr. Braun. I want everyone to see who Dr. Braun is. This woman sponsors this event and does more for Bowling Green. I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Dr.
Absolutely.
Braun.
Thank you very much, Dr. Braun. We have over 500 high school students from all across Ohio with us tonight who will be watching and voting for our winner. There are also watch parties all around the state and all around the world. Guess how are we tonight? Let me hear it. We have a great Falcon-tastic lineup this year with 8 innovative and creative ideas. The Hatchlings have put a lot of time and effort into this, and I think picking the Aggie winner at the end of our show will be very, very difficult. Elsa, you were in the Hatch in 2015, got invested, and took home the Aggie. In fact, your current business, Pieces of Me, began as a Hatch idea. What's going through the mind of a Hatchling right before they pitch?
You know, there's a lot of emotions that are going through their mind. They've been working so hard for the past semester and put everything into building this business plan and working on this pitch. And it all comes down to this moment, right? So they're super nervous, but also super excited to get out there.
Absolutely. Well, great insight, Elsa. Thank you. Before we get to discussing the Hatchlings and their ideas, I just wanted to remind all of our viewers that Bowling Green State University does not share the view of these panelists. These are strictly their opinions. Our panelists are all very smart, but what they say tonight is not indicative of BGSU's views on the Hatchlings and their ideas in any way. All right, let's see how things are going from the crowd. Van Wright, where the heck are you?
My views are my own. My views are my own. It's Hatch 2019, the greatest entrepreneurial event on a college campus. These high school students are fired up. Parker, we're ready to go. Right back to you. Here we go.
All right. Thank you, Van. We begin tonight with our first Hatchling, Jacob Clark. Jacob is a senior tourism, leisure, and event planning major, and his idea is Decoy, a retractable duck decoy weight. It is used for waterfowl hunting and can be attached to any duck decoy. With this, waterfowl hunters can spend more time in the field and less time untangling decoys from the water. Poor, do you think Jacob's idea will be good enough to get the Falcons to bite on his bait?
I think if I could get on the panel of the people that actually get to bid on it, Brian, then I would be on top of this one right off the bat, for sure. I think it's ingenious. It's got a demographic that's big and reachable, and I think it's a really good idea.
Elsa?
You know, I don't know a lot about hunting, but I'm curious to see his presentation. I really am interested to see how big the market size is and what his plan to market is.
Let's hope.
I hate to start out agreeing with Dr. Poor, but he's never been more lucid in this show.
Wow.
He's off to a great start.
Well, next up, guys, is Laura Dwarning, a senior majoring in dietetics. Her idea is Sebas, a kid's diabetes bracelet. The bracelet is designed exclusively for children with type 1 diabetes. It has an LED screen that will sync to the child's sight, usually located on their arm via Bluetooth. It uses lights to indicate sugar levels and will also vibrate to alert the child's caregiver when their blood sugar is low. Elsa, will Laura's idea get the green light from the Falcons?
You know, I've heard really great things about this girl, about her as an entrepreneur and her dedication and passion about the idea. And so I think if that comes through on stage, she has a good shot.
Or
Same thing. If she's got something that really works, there's a market for it. And I think that she could either license it or drive it herself.
So what do you think?
Remember this term, predicate device. That means she has a very quick exit to market because it's just a component of a device that already exists. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Interesting. Moving on now to junior management major Philip Forrest and his idea, Split Pack, a backpacking rig designed for comfort. Split Pack redistributes the weight between the front and back of the body. It is designed to promote proper posture and reduce back pain and fatigue among hikers and backpackers. It also provides easy access to trail essential items such as water, snacks, electronics, and rain gear. It will ultimately allow for a more comfortable and pleasant hiking experience. So, will Philip walk out of the Invest Nest with split packs full of cash tonight?
Do you think of all these ponds?
I did, yeah. Aren't you proud of me? That's pretty good, aren't they?
Here's what he did. He made the fanny pack cool, okay? He took the fanny pack. And Dr. Poor, you've been more places than a one-eyed pirate. I mean, you have to love this
I am
idea
a
too.
one-eyed pirate.
You are a one-eyed pirate. I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, I do too.
A lot of practical application.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
I think that he's probably, he's got a really strong contender.
Very good. We certainly have a very full house tonight at the Stroh Center. Let's check in with Van, who has a very special guest with him right now. Van.
Parker, thank you very much. It's great to be here with my good friend Zoe from Columbus Grove High School. Zoe, how has this event looked to you so far, Hatch 2019?
I'm having a lot of fun so far, and I'm really excited to see the presentations.
She is excited. Now let me let you know, Parker, 2 of her siblings are current students at Bowling Green. So Zoe, I ask you one question. Where will you go to college?
Definitely Bowling Green.
There we go. Back to you, Parker. Here we go. Here we go.
We love that. We love those commits. That's great. Next to the Investnets is graduate student Blade Frisch. Blade is specializing in special education and computer science, and his idea is Spoken, a mobile communication assistance app. The app helps people with verbal deficiencies communicate effectively through a simple interface and a customizable experience. Or will the Falcons communicate to Blade that they like this idea?
I think they will if they understand it. It's complicated, but I think if he can get his message across, he has a shot at it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of components to it, and it's a little bit hard to grasp. So I'm actually interested to see more to it, see his presentation, you know?
Yeah.
Zook, what do you think?
Park, this is great because Bowling Green, this is about social entrepreneurism. This is really an invention that truly helps people. It's not about how much money this entrepreneur could make. This is going to help a lot of people. I love that it's part of the program, and I think he's going to do well.
Absolutely, totally agree there. Let's talk about junior political science and individualized plan program major, Savannah Hind. Her idea is Esther and Light. Savannah began her online business this past summer, selling Christian t-shirts and other apparel. She plans to use this concept to build an online community that supports young women in ministry, while selling apparel designed through crowdsourcing. Elsa, do you think Savannah will crowdsource enough of the Falcons' interest to have their support with this idea tonight?
You know, I think it's really impressive when any college student starts a business in college. So I think the fact that she has done something under her belt already and has started an e-commerce business and has a social media presence will show the investors that she's got what it takes to actually go through and build something. So yeah, I think she has a good shot.
Same thing. I think she has an edge on the market. She understands business already. She's been out there doing it, and that'll come through in her presentation.
Absolutely.
She, in 7 years of this great program, Elsa's exactly right. She's the first student that's proven her business by doing it, and that's going to impress the investors.
Absolutely.
She's done a complete proof of concept. Very impressive.
Yep.
Well, next we have freshman biology and computer science major Michael Johnston. Michael's idea is Set and Swivel, a bedside viewing device. It is an electronic device holder suitable for tablets, smartphones, and e-readers. It adheres to a bedside wall and swings out for easy, comfortable, and hands-free viewing. When finished viewing, the electronic device Set and Swivel returns flush with the wall and stores the device safely and securely. So, do you think Michael will be able to swivel the Falcons' interest with this?
Yeah, listen, I think 2 things. I think it's a great idea. I've hit myself many times.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've hit
I've
myself
seen you.
many
Yeah.
times.
It's embarrassing.
Right?
It's terrible.
Embarrassing.
It's
I
terrible.
got creases here. But when you hear this young man speak, you want to run him for office.
You
You're
really
going to
do.
run him for office in 2020.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
he's
the
as
investors
smooth
will
as
be
Brian.
investors will be influenced by that.
Yeah.
They're influenced by presentation. Believe me.
Elsa, what do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, I haven't seen his presentation, so hearing that, I think that there's a lot of truth to that. Whoever's up there giving the presentation almost matters more than their
Yeah.
idea. In
Exactly.
some ways,
Sometimes,
investors
yep.
invest in the people.
They
Exactly.
invest in the people.
So if he's talented and has a solid plan, I think he has
You're
opportunity
right.
there.
What
You're
do you
right
like?
on target. She said it best.
No,
it's not
I
the
said
idea.
it best.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I basically echoed it. Yeah.
Who am I
I said it
quoting?
best.
Yeah.
I'm quoting both of them.
very
It's
good.
more about the person presenting than it is about the idea. It truly is. I mean, that's what it's about. You know, and
The passion of that entrepreneur.
That's
The
right.
confidence the investor will have in that
Exactly.
entrepreneur.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Next idea comes from senior management major Ramsha Rashid, which is Toy Box, an online website where parents can rent bundles of toys based on their preferences and their children's interests. Parents can give their toys they want at a given age per their wish list. This idea will save money and space and all the extra unused toys that they have that have collected dust over the years. I know that there is a lot of toys sitting in my parents' basement that would love to go to someone that could use them. Do you think this is a good idea?
You know, ideas like this come from young people. An old person like Brian and myself, this wouldn't happen. B&B and Uber and all of these things come from young people.
No, this is the shared economy, which is brilliant.
That's right.
Just like you're going to let me use your car all weekend. You're part of the shared economy.
That's right.
Road trip, right?
Road trip.
I'm right
Road
with
trip. Yeah.
That says it all.
That says it all.
Elsa, do you have anything to add to that at all?
No, I don't have a lot to add. I think it's a really interesting concept. I see some issues with it, so I'm curious how she's going to address those tonight in her presentation. It's an awesome idea. I'm wondering if it's feasible. I guess.
That's right.
I'm curious.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, we will find out later tonight for sure.
Sure.
Finally tonight we have Aubrey Renich, a sophomore in the College of Education and Human Development. Her idea is custom kids stories, an e-commerce business that provides children with a fun opportunity to get excited about reading. With this idea, children and their parents can go online to Aubrey's website and complete a form of questions that relate to the story. What they write will transform into a story customized for the child. And just like a snowflake, no two stories are alike. Elsa, will the Falcons read into this idea?
You know, I think that, kids learning how to read and being passionate about reading, especially with technology and the iPhones and social media to distract them from just reading a book, anything to get them excited about reading is important. So I think that there's value there. I'm really curious to see what her real competitive advantage is and what makes her different than some of the other stuff that's out there.
So, what do you think?
I think she'll be questioned on the price, but I think there's no limit to what parents will spend on their children, as you know. I do. There's no limit.
I don't think he's spoiled. No, I don't really do. I know his dad and mom. They've taken really good care of him, but I don't think he's spoiled.
Paul, what do you think?
As I said, Ben, I think that if she can convince the investors that this is unique enough, she has a shot at it. That's going to be her driven.
Okay. Well, guys, the moment we have all been waiting for is almost here. The analysts are going to make their picks for the Aggie winner. And we now welcome the man himself, Van Wright, to the desk. And so, Sok, we will start with you tonight. Who do you believe will win the Aggie?
I believe it's going to be Laura because I believe she's got the least expensive exit strategy of everybody. So I'm going to vote for Laura.
Oh, am I supposed to pick it up?
Elsa, what do you think?
All right, I am going to vote for Esther and Light by Savannah because I think it's super impressive that she's already started a business and that proof of concept will go a long way.
Or who's taking the Aggie tonight?
I'm going to go way off the line and go with Ramshaw.
Okay.
Yeah, I just am.
The shared economy.
Yeah,
We love the
exactly.
shared
You
economy.
can touch the egg, you know.
Yeah, I can't.
It's okay.
All right, Van, who is it?
Parker, you've been highly critical of my work in the past about lack of analysis, shooting off the hip. This year, I looked at every
Very
possible
running gun,
scenario.
Very running, yeah.
Every single one. I looked at every business plan, interviewed every hatchling. So this year, obviously, I'm looking for simplicity, universality, and scalability. So the Aggie will be won by one of the top salesmen out there, Michael Johnston.
Okay, there it is. He's got Mike. All right, well, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you,
that does it for
Parker.
us tonight, folks,
Thank you.
live from the Stroh Center. Don't forget to follow along on Twitter using the hashtag #TheHatch2019 during the Hatch. Also, be sure to cast your vote for the Aggie winner. We want to thank our fantastic crew behind the scenes who made this event possible. And thank you again to our sponsor, Dr. Teresa Pop Braun. Thank you for joining us on Hatch tonight. For Van Wright, Brian Sokol, Elsa Vogelvoss, and Dr. Jeetpour, I am Parker Kern. Thank you. Roll along and have a great night.
We'll never be invited back.
Thank you, Parker. Thanks again.
Cast
One,
open.
position
Check.
one.
1, 2,
Tom's
3,
got
4,
position number
5, 6.
2. I'm on position
Check.
1. Tom's got position 2. Hearing Doug loud and clear.
4. Check, check, check 1, 2, check 1, check 1, 2. Are we all good?
Yeah, I hear both.
Okay, I can't hear you though. My headset. Do you have
should-
the
you
in
should
between?
be able to.
Check, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1.
Check, 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 check,
That's
check.
better. You can hear me too. Okay.
Yep.
Check it out.
Yep.
Copy that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything in the boxes, or they hot? All right, can I get a mic check from you?
Sure. Hello and welcome to Hatch 2019 here on WBGU-TV. This is the 7th annual Hatch. I'm Steve Kendall, and with me is Brian Solko. We're going to be your guest before we get this show on the road. Brian, what can we expect tonight? Yep.
I'm all tangled up here.
Yeah, we're getting some.
Do you want to be called Steve or Steven or?
Steve's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Steve's fine, yep.
Steve, this is one of the premier programs that I've ever been involved with. You're going to see some incredible entrepreneurism,
prepared to fund those business ideas they believe will be successful. Each hatchling has completed a 10-week mentorship program with an alumni mentor who is with them here this evening. The Hatch is streaming live on BGSU's main website, the College of Business website, and it will begin a live broadcast for the first time tonight on WBGU-TV. Be aware that we will be stopping several times during tonight's program for commercial breaks, but it should be very exciting. We have hundreds of Hatch Watch parties occurring throughout Ohio, the United States, and even one in Spain. Keep an eye on the live Twitter feed for shout-outs to your Hatch Watch party. For those of you tweeting tonight, please use hashtag #TheHatch2019. Before beginning our program, I'd like to thank our trustees, Bruce Nyberg, Jeff Radbill, and undergraduate trustee Kyle Johnson, and former trustee David Levy, as well as President Rogers and Provost Whitehead for supporting the entrepreneurial spirit at BGSU. I'd also like to thank the college deans, faculty and staff in the College of Business here tonight who have prepared our hatchlings and have made this event possible. Finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors, starting with the PNC Foundation as platinum sponsor of all of our e-week activities. Please welcome PNC Bank President William McDonald to the stage. Bill?
Thank you. Hi, how you guys doing? It's good to be here tonight, Ray. Thanks for having us. PNC is proud to partner with Bowling Green State University in so many different ways, and this has to be one of the more creative ways that we do it. We know the hatchling faculty and mentors have been hard at work for the last 10 weeks through this entrepreneurial program. They've been working with a faculty, alumni mentor to develop their business idea to prepare themselves for tonight's event. And what an event it is. As Ray had mentioned, 2,000 attendees, 18 high schools are here, live streaming, 100 watch parties throughout the U.S. and all the way over to Spain, where frankly the weather probably is a little bit better there at this moment, but we will get to spring soon enough, won't we? But enough from me. PNC, again, is proud to partner with Bowling Green and proud of the students that are going through this program. And let me get out of the way here so we can see what gets hatched this evening.
Thank you, Bill, and a special thank you to our additional e-week sponsors, AA Green Realty, Inc., Mecca Management, alumnus George Weiss, Betco, Dr. Teresa Pop-Braun, the Wood County Economic Development Commission, Coca-Cola, Heidelberg Distribution Company, and the College of Business corporate sponsors, Marathon, Owens Corning, OI, PNC, and Cooper Tires. And a special thank you to our broadcast sponsor, Next Tech Ohio, Third Frontier. Finally, former hatchling Elsa Vogel has a table displaying products from her jewelry design business created right here at the Hatch, Pieces of Me. And Sarah Clark also has a table tonight seeking help with Magna Holder, an idea that was hatched last year. Please stop by and check out their offerings. And now I'd like to turn the program over to Kirk D. Kern, the director of the Paul J. Hooker Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you. Good to be here in the Stro. I can't remember what year it was that we were in the Stro. But anyway, thank you, Dean Braun, and welcome to everyone in the Stro here tonight. And hello to all of those watching on our broadcast tonight on WBGU-TV. I'm Kirk Kern. I will be your host. We're glad that you're joining us. Tonight, we're going to meet some amazing student entrepreneurs, but first, give it up for the 2019 Hatch All-Star Band. Aren't they terrific? You'll hear more from them in a little bit. You know, during our fall semester, we solicited business ideas from students throughout the university's Maine and Firelands campuses. Over 100 applications were received, and 8 student business ideas were selected as hatchlings for the 2019 Hatch program. We are continuously improving our program. To the viewing audience, let me take a moment to define the word incubation within our Hatch program. Tonight, students will ask the Falcon investors, these wonderful people over here, for some type of investment. Many will seek incubation. Through the work of the Paul J. Hooker Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, incubation will help the student improve their concept and prepare them to crowdfund their businesses. During incubation, the students will receive consultation on professional venture creation, pro bono legal services provided by the law firm of Moore, Yorkovich, and Dybo in Cleveland, and they will receive help in designing crowdfunding campaigns. Now, this is where you can help, audience who's watching tonight, and also those of you live in the Stro. If you're interested in one of these ideas you see in our broadcast tonight, then send us your email address to eship@bgsu.edu. eship@bgsu.edu. We will contact you so you can support these Falcons when they go to public crowdfunding. You will soon meet the hatchlings and mentors, but first, let's meet the Falcon investors, a group of alumni ready, willing, and able to fund our hatchlings tonight.
Tonight, BGSU students will pitch their business ideas to successful alumni investors vying for real money to fund their businesses. With the help of their mentors, the hatchlings have spent the last 10 weeks preparing for tonight. We will meet the hatchlings soon, but first, let's meet the Falcon investors. Nico Catone is the owner and CEO of Surf Tech Incorporated and Euclid Refinishing Company. Nico graduated in 1992 from BGSU with an accounting degree. George Heath is a retired group president at Sherwin-Williams in Cleveland. He is actively involved in higher education, teaching economics and entrepreneurship. George earned his bachelor's in fine arts from BGSU in 1987. Earl A. Malm II is a retired senior executive at RCA. He is the former president and CEO of Highmark Capital Management and chairman of ValueClick. He's now a consultant and venture capitalist. Earl graduated from BGSU in 1971 and is married to his Falcon flame, Pidge. Mark C. West is the president of Shared Clarity. Mark is a 1990 graduate of Bowling Green State University's College of Business and is married to his Falcon flame, Julie. Meet our Falcon Flame investors. Dr. Michelle Drerup is the Director of Behavioral Sleep Medicine at the Cleveland Clinic Sleep Disorder Center. She is a licensed psychologist and is board certified in behavioral sleep medicine. Michelle graduated magna cum laude from BGSU in 2000. And Matthew Yorkovich, founding partner of Moore, Yorkovich and Dybo, a boutique law firm in downtown Cleveland. Matt is passionate about Cleveland's revitalization and works with community development corporations on real estate acquisition, redevelopment, and small business advising. Matt graduated from BGSU in 1999.
Falcons tonight. Yes, you could give them a round of applause. Absolutely. Falcons tonight, you have the opportunity to help 8 BGSU hatchlings start their businesses. Each hatchling has been paired with a mentor, and together they've been preparing their presentations for you. Here is the pitch format for tonight. Each hatchling will introduce themselves and define their ask. They will then have 4 minutes to present their business idea. Once that occurs, you will have 6 minutes to ask questions and make offers, make a deal. I'll announce a 2-minute warning, which will signify time is running out. We have to stay to it because we have a live broadcast tonight, so please watch my prompt. Earl Baum, who has been here all 7 years, you lucky dog, and we are so lucky to have you. He's our lead investor tonight. Earl, any wisdom for our hatchlings before we get started?
Yeah, we're going to have a great show tonight because we saw these people about 2 hours ago in a rehearsal, and they have some great ideas. We have some questions that we want to ask them now, but they have some great ideas. It'll be a lot of fun. We'd like to congratulate you, Kirk, and Ray Braun, and President Rogers for giving us this great group of people and for having this program. We really appreciate the fact that we're here tonight. Tonight, you might say this is the time In fact, we have a little symbol that Elsa prepared where the dreamers, and this is the dreamer symbol, kind of meet the process of doing and really begin their entrepreneurial journey. So they've been working for really the last 3 or 4 months. They've probably been thinking of this for a lot longer than that. But tonight they'll get a chance to, in 4 minutes, try to overwhelm us with their business idea and the potential of it. It's a little bit like Shark Tank, but it's not. We're just like, we've all been successful. We've all developed our own businesses. We all are putting in our own money. We don't have any pool of capital that the university is giving us. This is real-time money that we put in that we've earned. And that's the same. Where it's different is that the Shark Tank, most ideas have already earned revenue, and they're operating businesses. We're predominantly looking at ideas. We have a couple tonight that are close to revenue or have earned some revenue, but typically we're looking at ideas, and that's why incubation is an important step. So we really have 3 alternatives tonight. Alternative number 1 is we get overwhelmed and one or more than one of us want to go all in on a deal and make a deal with the student. The student has given us an offer and we'll negotiate from there. 2 is none of us may like the idea, and it's not because we don't like the idea or we don't like the student or we think it's a bad idea. It's because we don't think it fits with maybe something that we do or we can contribute value to. So please, it's only business. It's not personal here. And the third option is, and we're really excited about this because every year we've made advances at providing better and better incubation for ideas that leave here and kind of go into that mid-area to get further developed before we make another round of investing. So tonight, we have the option of putting an idea into incubation. As Kirk said, a lot of them may ask for that. And we really think that that is a good thing. So my last point to make is that there's another way that you can contribute to this program and contribute to scholarship. All of us up here are wearing a lapel pin that was designed by Elsa, our Pieces of Me hatchling from a few years ago. It's the Dreamer icon. And for a mere $20, you can have one of these limited edition pins that reflect your support of the program. And we are donating from Elsa's company $10 back to the university for scholarship. And I'm going to match that $10 if Kirk allows me. So.
I absolutely will allow it. Round of applause, for sure. Earl, thank you for your wisdom. The other thing I have to tell you is this. This end chair is now Mark West. It used to be held by a guy for about 6 years, Brian Sokol. He was Mr. Wonderful in this chair. He is now Mr. Wonderful at Bowling Green State University. We hired him as our Associate Director, Entrepreneur in Residence. So Brian, thank you so much for your past 6 years. He was doing the broadcast live tonight with my good friend Steve Kendall, who has been, again, a friend of mine for 40 plus years. I've got a couple of other things to tell you. Earl started it. I say this every year. You know, we know that not everyone will get funded tonight. It's not personal. It's just business. You'll hear me say that over and over. The other thing that's really exciting, I'm communicating with my friends out front. We are trending on Twitter worldwide right now. So hashtag the Hatch 2019. The Hatch 2019. Please tweet. Let's see if we can get this to go to number 1. That would be great. Yes. All right. Now, all of you have the opportunity to comment on deals as they happen live tonight, as Dean Braun mentioned. We've got that special Twitter. I'll get it. I'm old. I still send smoke signals. If you're going to use any social media, hatch filters or GIFs before sending your pics, please. Also tonight, you'll have the chance to vote for the Eggie. That's right, the Eggie. As of now, you can vote online at bgsu.edu/hatchvote. Hatchvote. You can only vote one time for the students' ideas. Watch the screens for real-time voting results. At the end of the evening, Dean Braun and I will be awarding the Eggie to the hatchling who's received the most votes from you. And at home, if you're watching, you can do the same. Whew. I don't know about you, but it's been 365 days before I said this, or last time I said this, Pidge. Are you ready? Are you ready to hatch some deals? Yeah! All right! First in the nest tonight is Ramsha Rashid. Ramsha is a senior in the College of Business specializing in management. She's a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success and is fluent in 4 languages. Her idea is called Toy Box, an online toy rental business where parents can rent toys based on their children's ages and interests. Bruce Fisher, where'd he go? He was right here. A 1968 BG alum and retired C-suite executive in the pool industry, mentored Miss Rashid. Ramsha, say hello to the Falcons.
I will once I get my clicker.
Oh, you forgot your clicker. This is live TV, live broadcast, so do you have anything else you'd like to tell us? You'd like to do a little soft shoe? There's Bruce. We're working on it. Falcons, make her feel welcome. Everybody make Rush. You know, we've been ready all day long. Look at her. Ramsha, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Meet the Falcons!
Good evening, Falcons. I have a story I'd like to share with you. Growing up, my siblings and I loved playing with toys. But man, the mess that we made. I mean, at every Christmas, at every birthdays, even picnics, name the date, time, and location, toys had to be a factor. However, through personal experience and extensive research, we were able to identify a market opportunity for parents to solve the issue of toy clutter. Introducing to you Toy Box. New toys, no clutter. And to share with you a little bit about our market opportunity, we have a regional addressable market of 971,000 families. And we have a 3-month subscription model up there, which is an annual revenue of $132 per household. What we want for our subscribers to gain from our company is that we want to help them save money, save time, and save space. And Toybox does love its planet, so we do want to keep it environmentally friendly and reduce plastic waste. Toybox is focused on individual families. However, we do want to expand our market to daycares as well as schools. And a little bit about Toybox's Circle of Play. It'll be an online subscription platform where we will acquire our inventory through generous donations. Those donations will be sanitized and then shipped out to the customer. However, Toybox has analyzed its financial risk and has a contingency plan to where we can buy wholesale toys at a discounted price, hence yielding an acceptable financial return. And a little bit about our subscription models. We will have a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month model. All of them are set up the same, they're just different pricing. And as I mentioned earlier, with that extensive research, we were able to conduct 300 surveys across the nation through Dyneta and got an outstanding 82% of them saying that they loved the idea. I mean, the comments were remarkable. They said how they loved the variety, that the pricing is fair. Some of them were giving me their emails and phone numbers to get to call them for once this is out on the market. So in order for us to have their benefits come to reality, I, investors, am asking you for $5,000 in incubation in exchange for 10% equity in my company. During incubation, we'll go ahead with our crowdsourced funding. We'll refine our supply chain elements for Toybox, as well as further research our donor network. And based off of our donation-based model, we are at an annual revenue at $640,000, and our net operating profit an outstanding $347,000, which is, it's a house right there. So in order for us to ensure that Toybox will be able to change the paradigm of the way toys are played with kids and how they're bought by parents, I would like you, Falcons, to join me into the circle of play. Thank you.
Yay! Toybox. She's asking for equity incubation, $5,000 is her ask, $10 or 10% is her equity ownership. You know what? I'm coming up to the ones, the people, the Falcon Flames, who have beautiful two beautiful girls here tonight. Yeah, they're sitting right out there. So, what do you think of Toybox?
Well, it's a great idea. My question is, are you familiar with Toy Guru?
Yes.
And what do you know about Toy Guru?
That they appeared on Shark Tank a few years ago, and due to some challenges along the way, they are no longer in business.
Yeah, so it was a great idea. It got a $250,000 investment from Mark Cuban, and it was bankrupt a year later. So that's a little scary for me personally. I have a question about the $60,000 in rent as part of your startup cost. Have you identified a space, or that's not, to me as a real estate lawyer guy, it sounds like $5,000 a month rent in a warehouse space. It's like 6,000 square feet. So have you identified a space, or are you just projecting that number, or?
Oh, how we got a projection for 640?
Yeah.
That is the annual subscription of all 3 of the subscriptions. So that's the average of the 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month with the saturation growth rate.
Well, I'm referring to your rental expense for like a warehouse space.
Rental expense, oh, I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's right.
For the average for when we talked to real estate, they were averaging about
About 5 minutes. Keep going.
$2,000 for rental per month. So for the warehouse that we want to start off would be small.
Great questions. Michelle, you want in here?
So as the picker-upper of most of the toys and clutter in our house, you are not. I love this idea, and also the fact of the recycling and decreasing waste, because there's a lot of things that end up thrown away. But one of my concerns is the potential for damaging of the toys, and kind of how you would address that issue.
So Toybox will offer a potential upcharge of an extra $10 we call the OOPS policy. So it'll be 3 breakages or damages penalty-free on top of the subscription.
So first of all, congratulations. Being the first one out here
Thank
is
you.
always difficult. Wonderful job.
You forgot your clicker. It was good. It makes it so much more fun.
What can you do? You can only get so much good help. So if he can't bring you the clicker, what can you do?
Oh yeah. No worries.
$5,000, 10%.
Yeah. A quick question on how you have thought about you're going to gather these toys. Are you going to offer credit to people for turning their toys in so that they can get subscription fees paid by what they exchange?
Yeah, so for every family that would donate their toys, we will give them a little promo, like coupon or discount for their first purchase through Toybox.
Through Toybox, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that you have got the model here that I saw that you were going to invest about $15,000 in advertising, and you thought you could generate several thousand customers as a result of that?
That is the goal.
That's the goal.
However, that's the goal, yes.
That's what you're
3
trying
minutes.
to find out. Okay.
Yep.
So, Mark, go ahead.
First of all, great presentation,
Thank
and I definitely see the need. I have teenagers, and I still have toys around the house somehow. I don't know, and I'm sure others do
Whole
too.
garage full, what I understand.
Yes, it's true. And I also think with the millennials, they're more open to maybe previous generations and doing these types of things. I think one of the questions that comes to me is the sanitation and the cleansing of the products, which would, tell me about what you've learned and how you plan on going about that.
So Toybox does plan on co-branding with a third-party sanitation company, such as like Purell or Steris, that would ensure comfort to the parents to make sure that their toys will be sanitized, and that's how we go.
Minute and a half. $5,000, 10%. Nico, you in, you're out. Gonna shake it all about.
I think there's a lot more that needs to be refined, so I'm out.
Okay. Falcon Flames, in, out?
I really like you, and I liked your presentation. I thought you did a great job. I like startups that start lean. And so some of those front-end expenses, I would encourage you to start this idea out in your garage or in your dorm room or wherever that is.
Very cool.
And start it out with friends and family and build it up so you can test the market before you spend a whole lot of money.
So you're
I'm
out. You guys are out. Okay. Newbie George.
I like the idea. It reminds me a little bit of bag, borrow, and steal for toys. So I'm intrigued. I will say the lack of success with the Mark Cuban invested company has me leery, so I'm out.
All right, I got less than a minute. Earl?
Yeah.
Last word?
I think you're probably going to get encouragement here to continue to pursue the idea, but I don't know that it's ready to scale to a national level yet or to a bigger level. And so if you could do something very tight into your market here, like Matt suggested, maybe kind of a garage business first, get a little revenue, get a few toys, see what you can do. I'm going to give you the right to come back to me because I know that I have family that's interested in this personally. So.
Right. Yeah, we do plan on starting regional. We're not trying to mass market this.
Mark, you went in here?
I like it. There's a lot of operational complexity, and it doesn't fit the profile of kind of.
We'd
what
work
I
on that
usually
in
invest in.
incubation, and if I were to proceed, that we'd go ahead and refine that supply chain element for it.
So I think these guys are out. It is not personal, it's just
okay.
business. Round of applause for Ramsha Rashid. Don't forget to hand the clicker off. Next up is Philip Forrest. Philip hails from Cleveland, Ohio. He's a junior specializing in business management with a minor in military science. He's a member of the Army ROTC program at BGSU and will serve 4 years active duty upon graduation. Philip also serves as the president of the Outdoor Adventure Club on campus and has worked with his local 4-H camp the past 2 summers. Philip's business idea is called Split Pack, a backpacking rig that redistributes weight between the front and the back of the body. Longtime mentor Paul J. Hooker, 1975 alum, owner and former CEO of Safira, and founder of Rally Cap Sports, has mentored Mr. Forrest. Phil, it's your turn to talk to the Falcons.
Good evening, Falcon investors. My name is Phil Forrest, and I'm the founder of Split Pack, an innovative backpack design that will forever change the way hikers carry their gear. Tonight, I'm seeking an investment of $10,000 for incubation in exchange for 5% equity in my company. Here's a picture of me at my local 4-H camp, where I spent the past 2 summers working as the Wilderness Program Coordinator. Now, I'm about to embark on a week-long backpacking trip, and if you look real close, you can see that I'm still smiling. Now, about 3 hours after this picture was taken, I looked a lot more like this guy. As you can imagine, carrying a week's worth of supplies completely on your back can take a serious toll on the body. This is because a traditional backpack sets the center of gravity of the pack behind the center of gravity of the user, forcing them to lean forward to compensate for the weight. This got me thinking, is there a better way to carry all this gear? Well, fast forward a few months and bam, I found what I believe to be a great solution to this problem. While walking to my ROTC class, I loaded my Army-issued rucksack on my back and my school backpack on backwards, covering my stomach. Suddenly, I realized that I was standing straight up and felt remarkably well balanced, and the Split Pack was born. Split Pack is a revolutionary backpack design that utilizes storage compartments on both the front and back of the user's body. By dividing the weight of a traditional backpack between front and back compartments, the pack's center of gravity is naturally aligned with the user. This promotes a healthier posture as well as reduces the force on the user's back and shoulders, providing all-day comfort. Outdoor enthusiasts will now be able to spend extended periods of time out on trail without the aches and pains that would plague them after a long day. In addition to the more efficient weight distribution, the user now has easy access to trail essential items without having to stop and rummage through their pack. Water, snacks, cell phones, cameras, rain gear, and navigation tools are now right at the fingertips of the user. Thank you, Cameron. To determine the selling price of the Split Pack, I looked at the average retail price of similar products on the market and found it to be $130. I then added in the additional value of the front piece, roughly $50, to come up with an MSRP of $180. To determine the manufacturing cost, I worked backwards from the selling price, considering the typical markup percentage from landed cost to retail. By doing this, I can determine the manufacturing cost to be roughly $54. The backpacking market is large, steadily growing, and has highly motivated buyers. In 2017, the US market size of hiking and camping backpacks was reported to be $1.2 billion. If we can capture just 1/8 of 1% of that over a 3-year period, we can realize over $1.5 million in sales. My distribution model allows for 2 different sales strategies. The first is direct to consumer. In this model, we will sell the Split Pack for $180 and receive a gross profit margin of 70%. The second model is to wholesale the Split Pack to outdoor retailers such as REI, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, and more. In this strategy, we will sell the split pack for $90 and receive a gross profit of 40%. Now, this will yield lower marginal returns, but the additional visibility of being on store shelves could cause significantly higher sales. Initially, I believe our sales strategy should be direct to consumer through an online store and rely heavily on social media advertising campaigns to boost sales. As business picks up, we'll begin to enter the brick and mortar retail stores in addition to our online store. Licensing is also a great opportunity, as this pack design can be applied to many other fields besides camping, such as travel wear, military, school bags, and more. If the intellectual property of this design can be secured, and I believe it can based on my preliminary patent research, there will be many opportunities down the road. Your partnership tonight will allow us to develop a professional prototype, secure the intellectual property, and then test the split pack in the marketplace. The aches and pains of outdoor enthusiasts everywhere are soon to be a thing of the past. So investors, who's ready to split some deals and pack this up? Thank you.
Well done. Special thanks to Jane Moran, who has worked on the prototype. She's with us tonight. So Jane, superstar. It's the split pack. Ask is for incubation, product incubation, $10,000, get you 5% owner equity. I bet you, Mark West, you have been up Camelback Mountain in Phoenix, Arizona a time or two.
I have.
And have you ever, wouldn't you like to have one of these things?
I would.
All right.
And I know others
there's
would
a starter.
too. I would know others would too. And it's a great idea and great concept. My question is have you explored competitors or patents that are out there that would compete or have a similar concept?
Great question. So the main competitors right now, there are other products out there that utilize storage on the front. However, they have to be bought and used independently of the backpack, and so this can cause some problems with the items being used together. This way, we utilize the same system and it becomes fluent. As far as patents, we do have a provisional patent already, so we have up to a year to secure a design patent. And as far as I've seen, I've looked at the USPTO.gov site, there are no other patents that would stop us from producing this product.
Great question. I see Esquire Yorkovich ready just to pounce. No, you've got another question? Follow up?
I love it. I think you did a great job. I like the idea of split pack. I've been a wilderness-based coordinator myself and took a group of kids backpacking last summer and could have used this product myself. So I did look at the market, and there is a lot of stuff out there that supports the need for a product like this. I couldn't find anything that was as comparable. I did find some military technology that was out there, weight distribution type stuff.
10,000.
Some fly fishing vests that I liked. I was going to ask you if you would consider a separate add-on pack, but then it makes sense that it would need to be kind of all one system. I mean, I think it's a great product for Kickstarter.
I think Matthew's used to billing by the hour.
I know. I got it. Like I say, we got 4 minutes.
I get paid by the word. I'm a big fan, Philip, and I would support this product and
all right,
support
Dr.
incubation.
D, thumbs up. You guys are usually together, so.
I'm just thinking of all the ways that this would help with, we're hiking and the girls want snacks and we stop every 10 minutes because they always want snacks. The convenience of it, I think, is amazing. So
awesome. Nico?
I'm in.
Okay.
But you're asking me to carry a heavy load.
Oh, you can. Hey, listen, you can split that load, front and back.
Well, our last one was $5,000 for 10%.
3.5 minutes.
Why would I, give more for less?
That's a good question. I think the numbers speak for themselves. So this is an incredibly large market, and I believe this product is very valuable. So I'm estimating the company at what I feel is appropriate, and that's why I've valued it that way.
But you're saying you would take less.
Ooh. I would discuss that with my mentor.
All right, 3 minutes. Earl's got a question.
Another quick question for you. I noticed that you're an ROTC guy.
Correct.
Have you had any conversations with anybody about this possible usage in a military application?
I've not personally talked to anyone who could make that happen. I've talked to fellow cadets because we do ruck marches every week, and they always tell me,
2.5 minutes.
When you get that thing going, let us know because we could use it. So
10,000 is the ask, 5% equity.
So we understand why you need the 10,000. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
But we probably need 10%. So you might want to have a little conversation with your mentor over there about the idea that 10,000 could cost you 10%.
Mark, your hand was in the air.
I agree with Earl.
Okay.
I love it. I don't like the valuation.
Okay.
I think we're taking a lot of risk. So I agree with Earl.
And remember, if we send you to incubation, we don't get 10% of your company until you come out of incubation and there's another round of investing to make it a company. It's just a loan right now.
Got a minute and a half. Go talk to Paul.
I will do
10
it.
for 10.
10 for
That's
10.
the way it is. George, you want in here?
Yes, I do.
Please, tell us what you're thinking while they're talking it over.
Well, I'm interested in the briefcase split back.
Oh, you know what? I've told him I see this thing as the briefcase. I also see it for children.
Yep.
So I'm all about it. For you viewers at home, what we're doing right now is Philip is talking to his mentor, trying to cut the deal. We've got Falcon investors ready to go. I think the deal is 10 for 10. Cam's out here doing whatever, showing us
His
that
best
he
Vanna
is
White.
that
Can
he
you do
is
a
ready
runway?
to go. He's ready to go. All right, Cameron, back away. Cameron, we got to cut a deal. We got 1 minute. Let's go. Philip, what do you say?
So on the basis that you guys would allow us to go direct to consumer and have that 70% gross margin right off the bat, I'd like to do a deal.
10 for 10? Hot diggity dog! First deal of the night. Way to go.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think I feel a song coming on. We are back live on WBGU TV. This is The Hatch. And let's meet our Hatch All-Star Band led by BGSU senior Parker Kern. Who's on the squad tonight, Parker? We'll get you some audio in just a second. Nice job. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Laura Dwarning to the stage. Miss Dwarning is a senior from Leroy, Ohio. I love just to say that, Leroy, Ohio. Studying dietetics in the College of Health and Human Services, Laura's idea is called Savas. It's a wearable device for children with type 1 diabetes to alert them of low blood sugar. Laura has been mentored by newbie, there he is. He's not a newbie. He's not a newbie to us. Dr. Jeff Schwartz, 1977 BG alum and the medical director of the Falcon Health Center. Laura, say hey to these Falcons.
Hello, Falcons. My name is Laura Dwarning, and I am the founder of my device, Savas. Before I tell you more about my device or ask for an investment, I'm going to have you guys think back a little bit. So let's take a stroll down memory lane. Do you remember when you were a child and how painful it was when you scraped your knee? Now imagine you're a child with type 1 diabetes and having to endure pain every time you pricked your finger for a blood sugar reading. There's many misconceptions about type 1 diabetes, and a lot of times people get it confused with type 2. For those who don't know, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease that is caused when an individual's immune system attacks and destroys the pancreas's beta cells. This is the most common endocrine disorder among children, nearly affecting 1.1 million children worldwide. Type 1 diabetics wear an insulin pump that's usually located on their abdomen. There is also a sensor on the child's body that sends data via Bluetooth in the form of a blood glucose graph, as you see in this picture. Now imagine you are 5 years old. Would you be able to interpret this graph? Because I know, I sure want it. My solution to this problem is my device called Savas. Savas is a smart bracelet that is specifically designed for type 1 diabetic children ranging in ages 4 to 12 years old. The bracelet will communicate via Bluetooth with a sensor in the pump and send accurate blood sugar readings to the child's bracelet so they can understand. The bracelet will be made out of a durable LED screen and change one of 3 colors: blue if their blood sugar is low, green if they are normal range, and red if they are high. For the children that are colorblind, there will also be a symbol displayed on the screen so they can indicate if they're low, normal, or high. The bracelet will also vibrate to get the child's attention, and my favorite feature of it all, it will send an alert to a parent, guardian, or school nurse so they can administer the proper help the child needs. Out on the market today, there are apps that work along with top pump brands Medtronic and Dexcom, but these apps are designed for people 14 to 75 years of age, and there's nothing for children. I have personally conducted one-on-one interviews with parents who have children with type 1 diabetes, and one response I quote, 100% yes, I want my child to have this device. Based on the other initial responses, I am certain that there's a need for my product. Back in March of 2018, Medtronic released their Guardian Connect, which is their app that communicates via Bluetooth. So we know the technology is already out there and that it works. We just have to simplify it into a child-friendly device. So from you Falcon investors, I'm asking for a $5,000 investment for incubation to prove that my predicate device does work. With that $5,000, you'll be earning 10% owner equity stake. I am also seeking to match that investment with a company out in the audience, Next Tech. Amy, I know you're out there. With those 2 combined investments gives me a grand total of $10,000 to prove that my predicate device does work. I will be taking that $10,000 to a crowdfunding site, Start Engine, to help validate and fund a utility patent. I will be asking the public to assist me in raising $35,000 to fund my patent. My exit will be licensing my granted patent to Medtronic or any other insulin pump manufacturer interested in working with me. So Falcon investors, it's your time to decide. Savas is not only convenient for a child, it's an educational tool. If we start to educate the 1.1 million children how to manage their diabetes at a young age, they'll have an easier time managing their disease throughout their life. Savas is designed so a child could thrive throughout their childhood and focus more on being a kid, not on their disease. Thank you.
Savas wants equity incubation, $5,000, 10%. And there's a Next Tech piece in here as well, $5,000, 10%. I'm looking at you, Mr. West.
Sure.
I'm looking at Earl. Who wants it? Who wants to jump out here? Anybody?
I have a question.
You have a question.
Absolutely. So I understand the business plan is around building a utility patent that can then be sold to insulin pump manufacturers in the country, which are global, by the way. And there's only a few. So there's a lot of investment to go in to get the utility patent. How confident, or what discussions have you had with the insulin pump manufacturers about their appetite to actually purchase it?
I've talked with a few and they are interested. They just want me to have the patent so they can go ahead and make the product. But there's nothing 100% set in stone.
Can you describe a little bit about your vision for how it reads what's going on in the body, the insulin?
Okay, so with type 1 diabetics, there's a sensor already on their body that has a little needle that is already continuously taking their blood sugar, which usually sends it to the pump or a smartphone. So children don't have smart devices.
So it's already there.
Yeah, so it's going to the bracelet instead.
4.5 minutes.
And the $500 price, do you think that's, how confident are you in that price?
Well, that will be up to the manufacturer, honestly, but insulin pumps usually range around $9,000, so I think it's a pretty feasible price.
George, 5 for 10.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 4 minutes.
Have you done some patent search work? Do you know what kind of landmines there are around your idea? Do you see a window for patentability of this idea?
I believe I see patentability.
And you've done some work, you've searched and seen what similar patents already exist?
I did research and I still have to do more research, but.
Okay.
Your written materials described your name as Saves, right, backwards?
Saves backwards.
Right, so.
That's really clever.
Yeah, and it is.
And I'd also like to say, from a presentation standpoint, this one's fantastic.
Good, so you in? Here's the deal. It's 5 for 10, George.
I'm very supportive of incubation.
All right,
I think it would be a
incubation.
Great idea.
All right, Nico, you got in anything? You guys in, out? I need to know. We got to keep rolling. It's a live broadcast.
I want to hear from Dr. D.
You want to hear from Dr. D?
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Took it up.
Well, health wearables are a huge industry, right? And there's lots of sleep, so there's lots of sleep trackers. I'm surprised that this hasn't been done yet, and so I'm not sure. I'm concerned about if they're not already in process of this, like that even connecting with Fitbit or something that's already out there, that this hasn't occurred. So that's my concern.
Okay, so do we have a deal? What do we have? We have anything? We've got a lot of interest. We like it, but we've got 3 minutes to kind of move it forward.
We really like Laura. We think that she's in a good space. Wearable tech is hot right now.
Yep.
If she can solve this issue, it's transformational for children. For me, I don't want to outkick my coverage. It's over my head.
Got you.
And I'm not sure I can provide value in this space. So for that reason, I would be out.
Okay.
But I love the idea. I love that you're working on it. Super supportive of it.
Earl.
It's hard for lawyers to understand red, blue, green.
Oh, come on now.
Sounds too smart.
I've got 2.5 minutes. What are we going to do?
We have a policy on incubation that if 3 of us decide to go in, we're all in. I think we have 3, don't we?
We got 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got. So is it 5 for 10, and then next tech will match? Amy, what do you say? 5 for 10. So we're going to actually get 10
for 5.
10 for 5. Wow, super. That's the way we like to make deals here. Awesome. All right, we'll be right back. You know, it takes a campus to raise a hatchling. Thank you to Dr. Jeff Meyer, Professor Jen Stucker, Master of Accounting students Michael Flory and Wesley Beard, instructor and attorney Jim Rogers, Doug Miller Esquire, Dr. Emily Ansiak and her team of awesome communication students, Amy Burns, Jacqueline Shetterly, Morgan Durfee, and Caleb Bills, for all of their help in preparing our students for this year's Hatch. We couldn't do it without you. Also, special thanks to our Hatch sponsors, PNC, AA Green Realty. The Remuses are out here someplace. I see Mark and Michelle. Thank you so much. Mecca Management, Betco, Dr. Teresa Pop Braun, can't do it without you. Alumnus George Weiss, Mike Hart, Coca-Cola, Dynata, Heidelberg Distributing, Hanson, and our broadcast sponsor, Next Tech, Ohio Third Frontier. And Amy, you just got yourself a deal, so we're very proud. Things are going well, I think. We're going to be continuing on here. Are we back? Are we back live? We're almost back there. Everybody having a good time? This live broadcast is new to us. Let me see everybody's heads tonight. Yeah. Awesome. And how about another round of applause for our band? You guys having fun? George, you having fun? You're a newbie. Mark, how's the chair fitting you?
There's no electrical hookups from Sokol, so I'm doing okay.
I'm getting some tweets. It says, unreal, says Chris Rump. With the diabetic son, this wearable tech glucose monitor for kids is way cool. When you see this monitor up here, what is happening is that I'm being communicated throughout from people who are tweeting, and we're so glad that you continually tweet. We are back live at WBGU-TV. Welcome back to the Hatch. Next to the nest is Jacob Clark. Jake from London, Ohio. Look at you. And is a senior in the College of Education and Human Development, majoring in tourism, leisure, and event planning with a minor in entrepreneurship. Yay. Jacob is also a member of the Alpha Sigma Phi and a specialist in the Ohio Army National Guard's 148th Infantry Regiment based in Bowling Green. He's an avid waterfowl hunter, which led him to create his product Decoil, a duck decoy with retractable weight system. Mr. Clark has been mentored by Gary Dybel, a 1997 BG alum and owner of two, count them two, Big Coffees, one in Bowling Green and one in Maumee. Jacob, it's your turn to face the Falcons.
Hello, Falcons. My name is Jacob Clark. I am the founder of Decoil. This product has the potential to change the way waterfowl hunters go about setting up and picking up their decoys forever. I am seeking $5,000 for 5% equity for incubation. As a kid, I enjoyed duck hunting with my dad. However, there were times we had troubles with setting up and picking up our decoils with the amount of time it took. Another problem we had was with weights tangling because they weren't properly secured. When dealing with tangled weights, your vocabulary turns to that of a sailor. Kind of foul. A hunter spends a bunch of time setting up and picking up their decoys. On average, a waterfowl hunter can spend up to an hour setting up their decoy spread. My product, the Decoil, can cut that time in half. Did you know that there are over 1 million waterfowl hunters between the United States and Canada that constantly face this problem of tangled weights and time consumption? This does not include any foreign markets. I conducted an online survey of 200 hunters, and of those 200 hunters, 73% said that they use between 36 and 96 decoys while they hunt. If I used an average of 40 decoys per person and initially targeted just 1% of the market, that equates to almost 300,000 decoil weights. Here's what else my survey showed. It showed that I am not the only hunter with these problems. 85% of surveyors said that they are looking for a new weight system to solve these problems of time consumption and the weight tangling. Decoil is a retractable weight system that automatically attaches to any current decoy on today's current market. A hunter will be able to attach it, pull it to a desired length, up to 10 feet, and be able to throw it out. Once the hunter is done hunting for the day, he or she will be able to pick up their decoy, push a button on top of the weight, and have it automatically retract for an easy no-tangle cleanup. With my survey showing that there's an 82% purchase intent between surveyors, my year one revenue shows sales to be just over $2 million. By year 5, sales could be at $10 million. My 5-year projection is very conservative, given that it only represents 5% of the total market in North America. I've had several individuals reach out to me asking when this product will be available. This shows that there's a demand for Decoil. So Falcons, who wants to make Decoil the next duck dynasty? Who's ready to hunt some sales?
Yay. Decoil, they want product incubation, $5,000, get you 5%. $5,000, get you 5%. George, I'm coming to you.
Well, I've only shot targets, so
excellent.
I'm a little bit new to this, but tell me a little bit about your sales and distribution strategy. Where will you sell these products? Direct, indirect?
Right now in the beginning, sales would be through online, and then we could take it to hunting banquets, hunting trade shows, where new products are always being thrown out there for for hunters to look at.
Have you seen anything like this to address this problem when you've gone to those points of sale?
Currently, there's one other product out there called springback decoys. They have the weight design built into the decoy, which the only problem I see with that is if the mechanism inside the decoy breaks, you're out that whole decoy. So mine is universal, so if it's attached and if it breaks, you can take it off and put on a new one.
Nico.
Is that a working prototype, the one you
Yes,
showed?
that is a working prototype.
You've used it in the water and all that?
We have not, because the inside is foam. Right now we're in the works of looking for a way to have a mechanism connected through plastic to where it can be in the water.
5 minutes, $5 grand, 5%. Mark?
I love it. I love it. I am a big fan of niche products and practical innovation, and that's what I see here.
You're in?
I have a question. I always have a question. My question is, I assume there's some form of spring in there that is helping it go down and recoil. Things rust and they break. Has there been any design work or thought work on how that would work so it could get wet and get dry, get wet and get dry?
Right now, the best way to explain that is through a tape measure design. There are waterproof tape measures to where they can withstand the elements of freezing water and salt water. So through that technology, we'll be able to advance through incubation.
3.5 minutes.
I want to say great job, Jacob. I know you were really nervous up here, and it was a flawless presentation. So great job.
Yeah. 5 for 5.
I love that you're doing what you know, that this is something that's intimate to you, and that you realize the need in the market. I love that part of it. I like that it's an add-on product, that you're not trying to do a whole new decoy. It's something that if you already have decoys, you can just buy your product and clip it right on. I would definitely support this project.
Dr. D.
So I'm going to give a shout out to my family watching from Putnam County, and
Hello,
there's probably
everybody.
a lot of people in Putnam County that would love this product. It's a relatively big hunting area, so the picture of trying to gather all those decoys reminds me of like Christmas lights, right? And so like to do that numerous times, like every weekend, I mean, I love this product.
2.5 minutes. Have we got something here, Mr. Lead Investor?
Well, I have a question for you.
Excellent.
You're graduating, right?
Next semester, yes.
Okay. Are you prepared to kind of take this around to trade shows yourself? And because I think it's going to be a lot of feet on the ground, going out and seeing people and putting up a little booth and talking to them and getting some buzz going.
I'm prepared to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
5 for 5.
You're not going to be in the pond anymore shooting now. You're going to be out selling.
I have to test I have to test it.
5 for 5. Do we have a deal?
I'm in.
I got one in.
I'm in.
In.
Whoa.
Yeah!
Whoa. That's not the only offer.
Oh, the only offer.
That's not the only offer.
I got 1.5 minutes. Put it out there.
I've been working with Magna Halter, and one thing that I've realized as I've gone through it is about speed.
Oh, yeah.
So what I would like to offer you is you're going to go through many stages here, right? You're going to go through design, you're going to get patents. Patents are $8,000, $10,000. You're going to need marketing, you're going to need buy inventory. What my offer is to you is you don't need crowdfunding. I'll support the whole process. But there are terms. The terms are, I will fund the incubation, and I will pay as we cross these milestones. So I'll do the 5,000. You'll work with Sokol, go through the incubation. I'll participate also. And then my offer is for every incremental $1,000 I invest, I get 1% of the company added to it. So you will not need to go through any crowd testing, funding, and we could literally have a product for testing, field testing real soon if you want to do that.
You want to talk to Gary? I got 1 minute.
So he wants the whole deal?
Wait a minute, Nico.
He wants the whole deal.
He wants the whole deal.
I want the whole deal.
You got an offer at the table. We got to go. This is a live broadcast.
10 seconds.
Yeah, let's go. Wow. Magna holder. Got you revved up. I like it. I like the idea. I like it.
Mark's turning into an outdoorsman.
Hey, Soak, I got somebody over here who's just working this chair for you, brother. Working the chair.
It must be the chair.
All right, guys, time is up. Let's go. We got to go. We got a live broadcast. We got to go.
Will you do that deal at a max of 25%?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a deal.
Thank you.
Way to go. Way to go. He just swept it. Mark just swept it right off in front of you guys. That's what I like to see. I can't believe it, but we're nearing the halfway point of the 2019 hatch already. Now we have a brand new video for you to watch. Here we go. Team from Hart for their generous donation in making this video. Mike and Kelly, thank you so much for being here tonight as well. We greatly appreciate it. Next up is Savannah Hind. Savannah from Maumee, Ohio, is a second-year student double majoring in political science and individualized studies. She's a scholar in the Sidney A. Rabot President's Leadership Academy and is president of the United Methodist Student Organization. Her goal is to become an ordained minister. This past summer, Savannah started a successful online business selling Christian t-shirts and other apparel. She'll be sharing Esther and Light and her retooled idea with you in just a minute. But special thanks to Bob Venzel, my friend, our lead investor, look at me, I've just promoted you. Our lead mentor for the past 5 years. Bob is the co-owner of Venzel Communications and a two-time BGSU alum. Miss Savannah, meet these Falcons.
Hello, Falcon investors. My name is Savannah Hind, and I want to introduce to you Esther and Light. As someone who wants to become a pastor, paid internships are hard to come by. But last summer, I had the opportunity to work as a pastoral intern. During this time, I took some of the money that I earned and set it aside to start an online business to help fund me when I would have to take unpaid internships in the future. That is why I started the Holy Dormitory, an online t-shirt company. We sold t-shirts to collegiate women that were unique and had a Christian-based design. I was so excited to make my first sale. I couldn't believe that someone was actually willing to buy something off a site that I worked so hard on. But after my first sale, I made another. And another. In fact, I made over $2,000 in revenue within my first 90 days of business. And that got me thinking, if I could grow my business, would I be able to help other Christian women like me? And that is why I'm asking for $6,500 for 15% equity of my business. I'm looking into venture creation. I would like to go onto a crowdfunding platform and raise more money so that I will be able to scale my business as much as possible. Now, let's look at some of these t-shirt designs. As you can see, they are unique, Christian-based, and have a message that spreads love.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. Now, I would like to change my business name from the Holy Dormitory to Esther and Light. This allows me to grow my market so that it will not just be college students. Now, let's look at the market. There are over 13 million Christian women from the ages of 18 to 29 in the United States. Over 4 million of them go to church every week. If we look at just 5% of this market, that's over 200,000 t-shirts sold. I would be marketing in the same way that I've marketed in the past, which is on Instagram. I have hired influencers and bloggers to spread my message and create posts for me that gains me followers that buy my t-shirts. Now, you may be asking what makes my t-shirt company different from every other t-shirt company in the world, and that is our mission. Did you know that only 10% of lead pastors are female in the United States? There are more leadership opportunities in the church for men than there are for women. This is called the stained glass ceiling, and I plan on breaking it. I plan on breaking it by starting a nonprofit alongside my business. For every t-shirt sold, there will be a $3 donation that goes into a fund. Young women will be able to apply to this fund who are taking unpaid internships, and they will get compensation for the hard work that they do in their very own communities. Now, I have already proven my concept of this business. I sold these t-shirts for $20, had a cost of goods sold of $7, and had an ad cost of about $6. This gave me a net margin of 35%. In perspective, Apple does about 19%. Now, looking at projections and scalability, I learned that for however much I spend on ads, I made twice as much in revenue. So if I spend in a month $40,000 on advertising, I would make $80,000. That is a $14,000 net margin. $100,000, that's a $35,000 net margin, with fixed costs being about $550 a month for fulfillment. Now, I decided to change my business name to reflect Esther, who is a powerful woman in the Bible. One quote that comes from her story is, "Perhaps you were born for such a time as this." It reminds us that each and every one of us were created with a purpose and have meaning in our lives. I believe that my purpose is to help other young women make a difference in their community. So Falcon investors, are you ready to take a leap of faith? Were you born for such a time as this? Thank you.
Esther and Light, equity incubation is the ask. $6,500 gets you 15%. Anybody want to get in the t-shirt business?
Well,
Dr. D.
I love your passion. I'm the only female up here with all males, as you can see.
Yes.
And, you know, there's a similar stat we have in healthcare of the leadership in healthcare versus women in healthcare. So the theory behind this, your support of women in the field, I love it. I love this concept.
$6,500, 15%. Matthew, it looks like you want to say something.
It's hard to get me not to say something.
I know. That's why we love you.
I love social entrepreneurism. I represent a lot of companies that do screen printing of t-shirts as fundraisers or as diversified revenue streams, things like that. I also represent a lot of nonprofit corporations and have worked with a lot of churches. You know, but my problem is, what happened after the first 3 months of running your first t-shirt business?
So one issue that I had was because I was using a method called drop shipping, it took 3 to 4 weeks for the t-shirts to get from ordering it to getting to the person's home. And so when I better reflected my shipping model online and I told people, hey, this is going to take 3 to 4 weeks to get to your home, that's when my sales began to drop. And that's why I joined the Hatch, was because we live in an Amazon Prime world. So if I could get my shipping to, 2 to 5 days, I think that my sales will go up again.
I got 4 minutes. Nico, last year you almost bought a horse. This year you're going to almost buy a t-shirt company?
No, I love the idea. I think it's great that you're passionate about this, and it's, as doing good and doing well at the same time. I think you've got to, well, on the one hand, I don't think you need any incubation because you've already learned how to do it right and how to do it wrong. On the other side, I think you've got probably plenty of messages you can market, just change your distribution. So
you're out.
So I'm out.
Okay, very cool. Anybody in? Anybody out? Let's do, I got 3.5 minutes. George? Oh, Earl's hand just went up in the air.
Yeah, it's not unique enough for me. I think the differentiation issue, the competitive advantage issue, it's not sustainable in my mind only because it's too replicable by someone else who wants to do the same thing. Not personal.
It's business.
So
you're
I'm
out.
out.
Okay, Earl?
I'm trying to understand what you're going to do with the 6,500.
So I'd be working with Brian Sokol, and we'd be going to crowdfunding so that I would be able to raise more money. so to get inventory and marketing. So that would be hopefully, $40,000, and that would do a lot more for marketing than $6,000 would.
So it's more to kind of continue on the 2x strategy.
Yeah.
For every dollar that I spend, I'm going to get 2 back in revenue.
3
sort of
minutes.
thing.
In, yeah.
I take it that you sold, I don't know yet. I take it that you sold about 100 of these.
Yeah.
Okay. So of the 100, how many were repeat sales? Where you got more than one sale from the same person?
Most of them were one-time sales.
One time. Okay. And have you thought about repeat and how you might be able to do that?
Yeah. And that talks about just like changing my message like as I go. So if there's one shirt that we don't
2
have
minutes.
before, we'd move to the next.
Mark?
Okay.
Tell me about, I saw the website for the Holy Dormitory and whatnot, and part of this being able to get early traction, having a good social media footprint helps. Tell me a little bit, or try to quantify the social media footprint you have already.
So what I have right now?
Yeah.
So I went from about 0 to 1,000 followers pretty quickly in about 2 months. And I've kind of actually stayed there. But what I found is that I've sold 100 t-shirts, which is about a 10% margin. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
So I've got a minute and a half. What are we thinking? I've got some that are in. I've got 2 out.
So I'd like to propose an offer to my investor panel here with me that would say that let's go 5,000, but I would ask for 10% of the company. But what I want to do is I want to put it on the basis of the first 5,000 is a loan, okay, and you pay us back a royalty of 3,000, and it replenishes other incubations. So that would take you about, as I calculate, about 1,600, 1,700 t-shirts sales for us to get that back. And I'm trying to see if anybody would go in on that with us here to say that let's incubate this at 5,000 for 10%. With a royalty coming back into the incubation fund on sales.
Minute.
Anybody in?
Mark?
I need 2 others to join me. So.
Okay.
I got 2 no's.
This low barriers to entry, high competition, it just doesn't fit the profile I usually go. Yeah.
So I've got 3 no's. Unfortunately, that's the way it's going to roll tonight, I think, unless we're going to get another deal.
What do you think is the minimum that you need to do in order to kind of take the
30
next
seconds.
step?
Say that one more time.
The minimum you might need to do to take the next step.
3,000.
3,000? Okay, let's do 3,000 on a loan, 5% of the company, and get in with Sokol, and let's turn this thing, keep it going.
So he's going to go along.
Okay.
You're going to take this deal?
Yes.
$3,000 loan, 5% equity. Wow. Awesome. Way to go. We'll be back right after this. Stay tuned. I'm often asked, how are patch hatchlings doing? Here's an update. Since the last hatch, which included a generous donation from Ed Ryder, if you all remember last year, he stood up and gave $10,000 to Sarah Clark. He made things very exciting. Sarah, she has done some great things too this last year. She graduated from BGSU, started teaching at Eastwood local schools, and got married. Magna Halter went into incubation with the focus of designing a safer and more efficient product for all para-equestrian riders. Mark West is now part of the Magna Halter team and is helping the business grow. Magna Halter is currently being field tested in 7 equestrian centers throughout the U.S. Here's Sarah with a little bit more.
Hello, this is Sarah Yarger, and this is Thunder, and we're proud to present to you the new version of the Magna Halter.
I think that the Magna Halter is a really useful tool for individuals who are not necessarily going to be able to achieve the goal of using those fine motor skills or gross motor skills to get snaps and buckles, but want the independence of being able to put the halter on and off.
It's been a great year so far, and we want to thank everybody for all your support at the Hatch and for your continued support.
Yay. Tonight, you can help Magna Halter with their mission of making horses accessible to all equestrians by giving a gift of a Magna Halter to certified equine therapy facilities. How do you do it? You can make a donation in person by visiting the Magna Halter table in the lobby at the end of the hatch tonight, or you can go online at magnahalter.com, magnahalter.com. Just click on the donate button. Your donated halters will be the first production Magna Halters to be used by the para-equestrians. We are back live. I just want to let you know that we are still trending on Twitter. And this is the Hatch, everybody, watching live tonight at the Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University. Please welcome Aubrey Reinisch. I'll get it right onto the stage. Aubrey Reinisch! Miss Aubrey, I'm going to take a little bit of water. Is that all right? It's been a long night for the old boy. I'm getting older all the time. Miss Aubrey calls Pettysville, Ohio home. She's a sophomore studying inclusive early childhood education in the College of Education and Human Development with the goal of teaching first or second grade after graduation. Very noble profession. Her idea is called Custom Kid Stories, a fresh online approach to authoring stories for children. Her mentor is rookie Christian Piazza, former Falcon football standout who holds bachelor and master degrees from BGSU's College of Business, one of my former students. Aubrey, now is your chance to hatch a deal.
Hello, Falcons. My name is Aubrey Reinisch, and I am the founder of Custom Kid Stories. My business has the potential to inspire and motivate children to read and express their creative ideas in an innovative way. I am seeking an investment of $5,000 to incubate my business in exchange for a 5% equity stake in my company. Learning how to read is essential for cognitive development. Children are becoming less interested in reading as technology evolves. Children also have very vivid imaginations and may need a creative outlet to express their ideas. Last spring, I worked as a reading tutor, and one of the children I worked with was 7 years old, and he was very interested in animals and nature, but rarely got to read stories on those topics. He was very smart, but the stories he was required to read just didn't appeal to his imagination. He really enjoyed making up his own stories and drawing his own pictures. His story is not uncommon. There are roughly 16 million children between the ages of 3 and 8 years old in the United States. Many of these children may need motivation to read, and I have the solution. Custom Kid Stories is an e-commerce business that directly provides children a fun opportunity to get excited about reading. Through this business, children can go online to my website with a parent and fill out a questionnaire about specific aspects of the story. These questions may ask what a character looks like, where this character lives, and more. When the form is complete, Custom Kid Stories begins to generate a story through a series of algorithms. We will have multiple story templates for these algorithms to follow. We will also have multiple illustration templates that can be customized on a story-to-story basis. The illustrator will assemble and customize these illustrations based on the answers from the questionnaire. From here, the storyboard is sent to a print shop where the book is printed and shipped directly to the child's home. I've researched words that people are searching for online, and what I am presenting to you is exactly what consumers are searching for: custom kid stories. This shows that there is a demand for a business such as this one. Here is an example of what a story might look like. As you can see, the illustrations are quite customizable, and features such as hair, eye, and skin color can all be customized to fit the child's vision. With the help of market research firm Dynata, I was able to survey over 300 parents and grandparents across the nation. As you can see, my results were profusely positive. I've discovered that 80% of children enjoy being creative and 90% enjoy making up their own stories. I've also discovered that 86% of parents and grandparents had an interest in purchasing from this company. With an MSRP of $65 and a cost of $28.40, this product has a 56% margin. Because e-commerce is a lucrative business model, Custom Kid Stories is projected to break even at 656 books, which will be accomplished during the first year. What this means for you is that you will make your investment back during the first year. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it is.
Promotional efforts will rely heavily on targeted social media marketing and affiliate marketing. The above chart portrays Custom Kid Stories capturing 0.005% of the children's book publishing industry in a 5-year period. Now, I understand that $65 might seem a little high for a book, but I offer a very high level of customization. This is more than just a book. This is a keepsake to last a lifetime. Again, my ask is $5,000 for incubation to take my business to the next stage. This investment will allow you to take part in a highly automated, high return on investment e-commerce business that will inspire and motivate children to read. So Falcons, let's turn these imaginative ideas into a reality.
Yay. Custom Kids Stories. She's seeking product incubation, $5,000 investment, get you 5% equity. Earl.
I've done this one already.
I know you have. Deja vu.
So it is deja vu. Do you have a network already in place to do this? I mean, do you know who the people that you're going to go to for graphics, writing, et cetera?
Right.
Okay, and how
The
about...
answer is yes?
Yes?
You know this? Okay.
Okay, and how about the idea, selling them one at a time frustrates me a little bit. I'd like to kind of invest the dollars to buy a customer, but then be able to sell multiple to a customer. So have you thought about how you could package it up so that maybe you could sell that same customer a subscription to 5 or 6 books for $300, a little bit less, but you get a lot more revenue from the same customer. Can you comment on that at all?
I have not thought about subscriptions, but to sell to customers more than once, I've thought about expanding my market to older children, adolescents in the future, and children, because right now I'm ranging ages 3 to 8, so hopefully maybe 8 to 11, and then adolescents in the future.
About 4.5 minutes.
Okay. I want to hear
I've
what
got a
others have to say.
question.
Yeah, Matthew, go ahead.
So what can you tell me about Hooray Heroes, Wonderbly, I See Me, and Put Me in the Story?
I know that they allow a main character's name to be customized. So for example, you can put your child's name in place of the main character's name. And I know you can also customize hair, eye, and skin color on those too. But they do not offer the level of customization that I offer. But I also know that they offer upsells such as plush toys and things like that.
And a retail price of somewhere between the $25 to $40 range too.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the price point of $65 is a sticking point for me, because those books are half that amount, and maybe that yours is, there is more customization, but as a parent or the purchaser of a gift, that's a little above what I would
So
spend.
I've got 4 minutes. You guys in or out?
I'm out.
Okay. Mark, you act like you wanted to talk, and this is Sokol's chair, so I want to make sure that I give the power back to the man who's sitting in it.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the software developer and what they would be doing. Have you identified him or her or the firm and verified the pricing? Because there always seems to be creep in the cost.
Got 3 minutes.
I've had conversations with Steve Hansen about the software development, and he has estimated that it would cost around $30,000 to $50,000 based on the kind of software I'm looking at.
Yeah, okay.
5 for 5. I've got 2 outs. Nico, you're just sitting there quiet. George, you're sitting there reverent. That's really wonderful. You in, you out? I got 3 minutes.
Personally, I'm out because there's a proliferation of on-demand and custom publishing that seems a little too crowded for me.
Okay.
I love the idea, but I'm out.
Nico?
Yeah, I'm out as well.
Okay.
I think, no.
Okay, so I've got Mark and Earl. I can't cut a deal unless you're going to go along.
Yeah, a lot of competition.
So I got it out?
I'll pass.
Earl?
On this one.
Unfortunately, I think it's a tough story.
Oh,
okay, but
part of the fun.
But I think that maybe take another crack at trying to do a smaller quantity to get a little bit of, this is what I'm going to deliver, this is what they paid for it, a little more proof statement, a little more proof of concept, and I think, I'd be open to hearing it again because I've backed one of these plays before. So I'd be interested in hearing more about that, but that's a lot of money to put in for the first book.
Round of applause for Aubrey.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Aubrey.
It's not personal, it's just business. Not personal, it's just business. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. In 2015, hatchling Elsa Voss, founder of Pieces of Me, she's doing pretty well, and we're so proud of her. Here is an update.
Hi, my name is Elsa Voss. My company is called Pieces of Me. It is a unique jewelry brand. We design beautiful and affordable jewelry with a purpose. I started this brand so that women could feel unique and feel valued and know their worth and know that they have something unique to offer the world. So after the hatch, I launched the first product in 2016, and we have been growing ever since. So this past December, we moved into a brand new office location. We now have production, fulfillment, and our office all under one roof, which has been incredible. We are in over 40 different retailers, primarily in the Midwest, but a couple scattered throughout the nation. Rolling out an entirely new wholesale program, new packaging, new displays. We've released a bridal collection this past year. I really look forward to the future as I continue to grow and develop the brand. So what really keeps me going as an entrepreneur is those experiences that customers are getting.
It gave me the opportunity to think about what positive attribute I would give to each one of my grandchildren. And it also gave me the opportunity to sit down and give them something that's very personalized, which is hard to do in this day and age.
I want to thank BGSU and the Hatch program for allowing me to go through such an incredible experience. Gave me a crash course in entrepreneurship. Please come and pick out a piece for yourself or for your loved ones. We are donating 20% of all of our sales this week to a Hatch scholarship fund to help them with their endeavors. You can also visit the website, which is piecesofmeco.com, and use promo code EWEEK.
Pieces of Me has created a limited edition Hatch lapel pin. Yes, you should clap for her. As I said, Pieces of Me has created a limited edition Hatch lapel pin. It is stunning and available for you to purchase tonight for $19.99. I said $19.99 at the Pieces of Me, listen to this, Earl, mobile boutique in the lobby after the Hatch. 50% of all pin sales will be donated to the Hatch Scholarship Fund for future hatchlings. And again, if you want to chime in here, we'd appreciate it.
I would because I heard...
It's Earl. Joe, need to have Earl up. All good?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard a description for this today. This is a Falcon awesome deal, okay? So you got to get in on this. There's people that are sitting out here tonight that are going to be the benefactors of the scholarship that is created by this money.
Yeah, it is an amazing opportunity. It is an amazing opportunity. As we continue to broadcast live, we're going to be coming back in just a second. You'll hear me say, we'll be back in a minute. And then we've got 2 big deals to go. So here's my friend Joe. Watch him. He's going to do it. Go to work. 5, he says. 4, 3, 2. Watch this. Welcome back, friends. We're glad that you have joined us on WBGU-TV live tonight. My name is Kirk Kern. I am your host of The Hatch. Meet our next hatchling, Blade Frisch. Blade from Toledo, Ohio, is a graduate student pursuing a dual masters in special education and computer science. He also studied at BGSU for his dual undergraduate degrees in music education and computer science education. He's a smart rascal, aren't we all, at BGSU? Blade's project is a mobile communication assistance app called Spoken. The app helps people with verbal deficiencies communicate effectively through a simple interface. Blade has been mentored by Ed Leadham, Senior Vice President at Harbor Capital Advisors in Chicago, Illinois, and a 1989 BGSU alum. Blade, speak to the Falcons.
Good evening, Falcons. There are roughly 4 million people in the United States who are unable to reliably use their voice for daily communication needs. Of those 4 million, 1.3 million are school-age children. So as you can see, this is a pretty big problem, and I decided I wanted to do something about it. Why? Because it's personal to me. On the screen, you'll see a picture of my friend Daniel, who's one of the sources of inspiration for this project. Daniel and I have known each other for roughly 12 years now, and he is on the severe end of the autism spectrum. For him, this means that he is completely nonverbal. So when he tries to communicate, he does it through means like pointing, through nodding and shaking of his head, grunting, and more often than not, it boils down to a guessing game when we're trying to figure out what it is he wants to say. I also have a lot of education in this area. As mentioned, I have 2 undergraduate degrees in education and computer science, and I'm working on 2 graduate degrees in special education and computer science. I've also worked as both a teacher and a developer, so I know what it's like to be in the classroom working hands-on with kids, and I know how to make technology. So tonight I introduce you to Spoken. Spoken is a mobile app that gives people in need a voice. Spoken has already been built and is currently being beta tested in 2 school districts in Northwest Ohio, so let's see it in action. When you first start the app, you don't see anything, so let's make a category. You can type whatever you want to be the category name, and you can choose any image on your device to represent that category. Once that category has been made, it shows up in the list. You can tap on it to see all the phrases associated with that category. Let's go ahead and make one since there aren't any here. And again, you type whatever you want to be the phrase text, and you can choose any image. And the images are useful for people who might not have strong reading abilities, so that way they can still use the app and navigate and communicate. Once a phrase has been made, you can see the details page where you will hear,
"Can I have my drink?"
speech generated by the app, actually giving people a voice. So as you can see, Spoken is both simple and customizable. When you put those 2 features together, you have an incredibly flexible tool that can be used in a wide variety of situations and environments. Another important feature of Spoken is that it's syncable. So if a student is using 2 tablets, one at school, one at home, any categories and phrases they make at school on that tablet will show up on the tablet at home, which allows for a lot of collaboration between the different caregivers and is something that no other tool on the market does. So now let's see where Spoken can have an impact. My initial beachhead market is K-12 education. Like I mentioned before, there are 1.3 million school-age children in need of a tool like this. And I will get it into their hands by working with special educators, speech-language pathologists, and the parents of these kids. I also have plans to expand into the medical and rehabilitation market. I've had a conversation with the chief nursing officer of the Wood County Hospital, who believes that Spoken can have an impact with patients who are in the ICU and who are intubated and have a temporary loss of their communication ability. I've also had conversations with the director of the Wood County Rehabilitation Center, who believes that Spoken can help, of course, the kids, like mentioned, but also adults, such as those who have suffered from a stroke. And with roughly 800,000 people each year suffering from a stroke, that's another very large area of need. As for how people are going to get it, it's an app. So it's going to go on the Google Play Store for Android devices and the Apple App Store for iOS devices. Spoken is subscription-based, and it will cost $10 a month. But there are other opportunities for revenue, such as purchasing one-time purchases of pre-built libraries of categories and phrases, and the ability to unlock more features for a higher subscription cost. So now that you've seen how Spoken works, where it can have an impact, and how we're going to get it into the hands of people, I'm asking for $10,000 for 10% of my company. That money will go towards actually forming the business entity, protecting my intellectual property, and getting marketing materials to go to conferences and get Spoken in the hands of people in need. So what do you say, Falcons? Are we speaking the same language?
Nice. Spoken, looking for $10,000 in investment, $10,000 in equity. His valuation is $100,000. Earl, I'm going to go to you as our lead investor. What are you thinking?
I think you said a lot. So, and congratulations on taking on a really worthwhile project as well. So, thank you. I think there's going to be a lot of interest up here. So I'm probably going to sit back a little bit and hear what some of that is, because one of these guys might try to steal you. But I just want to know one thing. Why did you go to Android first as opposed to Apple?
I'm an Android developer. It's what I know, so I figured I would start with what I know and build that first.
And is there going to be a significant expense in your mind trying to convert it to another platform?
Not too significant of an expense, because I've already done all the novel work of coming up with the app and the different functionality. It's almost going to be like a translation exercise. So some cost, but not as much as exploring and making a brand new functionality.
Okay.
So Nico, he put his hand up first, George. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was just going to ask about the IP. What intellectual property do you believe is protectable? What would you look at to be novel or unique that you could protect by patent?
4.5 minutes.
So in terms of protecting the patent and doing a patent to protect intellectual property, there would be things like the syncability, the cross-platform functionality, the real-life pictures. All of that combined into one package is something that doesn't exist yet.
Okay.
Nico?
What does the subscription get me? What am I paying? I'm paying $10 a month for something I've set up, which I understand, but after the first month, if I've got all my commands in there, what am I getting?
So once you've gone past the free trial, which will probably be around a month to see if it works for your situation, you would get the app, you would get an account, and you would have this syncable function. So if you have the Android and the iOS version, doesn't matter, same account, it will work across both devices.
3.5 minutes to Mark.
Well, first of all, I want to say this might be a hatch first. We've had many people come up here wanting to, with concepts to build an app and thoughts. You actually have done it.
Right.
And I give you a tremendous amount of credit. That's unbelievable.
3 minutes.
Not only have you done it, you piloted it. So you're actually now getting to more of a stage with IP and materials and sales and this and that. And your materials that you gave us were really good. And I thought you were very realistic in the efforts and challenges to sell this.
10 for 10.
So my question to you, this is not a build it and they will come, right? You're a busy guy, you have a lot of aspirations to continue your education, even to a PhD level. How much time are you going to have to be able to go out and do the selling for this?
Great question. 3 minutes.
So I will not be able to run this full-time 40, 50, 60 hours a week, but I will be able to devote a significant amount of time to this project because it ties into my research area and what I'm actually going to school for.
Yeah.
I'm here to study accessibility technology, and I do that by making it. So it lines pretty well with what I'm here to do.
All right, Falcon Flames, you got any comments?
Yeah, so this is
2.5 minutes.
Augmentative Alternative Communication, right? AAC applications.
Yes.
So I don't have an Android device, but I did look on my Apple device, and there are a couple of these apps out there, right? There's a handful of them out there. Help me understand how yours is different.
So how is mine different from the current existing ones?
Yeah.
So I use real-life pictures instead of clip art or stock images. I also allow the user to create whatever they want. They type the category names and the text for the phrases. And with the cross-platform availability, there are very few tools on the Android side of things. So that brings in a whole new half of the market.
So all of those apps demonstrate that there's a demand out there for an app like this, and yours would be an improvement or a functionality, improvement on those.
Correct.
Okay,
Dr. D?
great.
Your voice is so pleasant and soothing. I think you need to be the voice on the phone.
That's good.
And so I think, one of the areas that if this takes off that I definitely would like to help you branch into is the medical area with, some of the neurological disorder patients that we have. I can see so many uses of this. So.
Got a minute and a half, so what are we going to do? It sounds like everybody's interested. Earl, it's 10 for 10 is what he's asking. $10,000, 10%. You going to make a deal?
I think you have at least 3 of us, but we'll take a quick vote because I think we'd like to get in.
Minute and a half, let's do it.
I'm in.
1 in? 2?
We got 4.
4.
They're
Nico's
in.
out?
They're in now.
Okay, so you got $10,000, 10%.
10%, yep.
Okay, that's the way she's done. 10 grand, 10%. Holy cow.
Thank you.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
$10,000, 10%. Way to go. All right, Blade, you should be happy. Well, we want to give a shout out to all of our students in the audience tonight and those who are watching the broadcast. We have an opportunity for you. You're invited to come to BGSU for the first ever Hatch Camp. Think about that. In June for 4 days and I think 3 nights of exciting hands-on entrepreneurship education that ends with your own mini hatch. Doesn't that sound exciting? Bill, doesn't it exciting to you? I know, it's great. To register, go to bgsu.edu/hatchetcamp. We'll be right back for our final hatchling right after this. Don't forget to vote for the People's Choice Award in our audience tonight. Very soon, we'll be awarding the Eggie to the hatchling that you think has the best idea tonight. Let's see if we can get hashtag Hatch 2019 trending on Twitter. I'm guessing we are. They tell me that we are trending nationally, so that's a wonderful thing. Also, special thanks tonight to people who you don't see running around this, well, you see them running around, but we need to give them a special round of applause. Fred Connor, Paul Molnar, Sherry Eddington, Joe Goodman, and our complete behind-the-scenes staff and crew. Please give them a round of applause. Are you guys having fun? Are you leaving? Carol, sit down, and we just got started. All right. Our broadcast tonight has been exciting for us. We know there's a couple of bumps and giggles along the way, but that has been fun. Earl, have you enjoyed it? George, our newbie, you coming back?
Fantastic.
Are you coming back?
Absolutely.
All right. So I asked all these guys a little bit earlier this evening if they would come back next year. This is the way I have to do it. I have to say, Mark, you coming back? Live on camera. He's in. Earl, you coming back?
I'm in.
George is in.
I'm in.
Okay. Nico?
Of course.
All right. And our Falcon Flames?
Wouldn't miss it.
We couldn't do it without you. So next year, 2020, we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Joe, how we doing? I'm about ready to go to our Twitter. What? I love these signals. He used to be a catcher in the minor leagues. All right. I hope you guys are having fun. We will be ready to go here back in just a couple of seconds. I'm not good at stretching anymore.
I still think we have a few lapel pins left.
You're doing a great
We
job.
have some lapel pins left. Get them out there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to our broadcast. It is time for our final hatchling. Tonight it is Michael Johnston. Michael's from Alida, Ohio, and is a freshman in the College of Arts and Sciences and the Honors College. He is studying biology and computer science. Michael's been busy here at BGSU. He's a senator on undergraduate student government and an ambassador from the Honors College and a swim coach for the Fort Meigs Stingrays swim team. Is that true? All right. Michael's idea is called Set and Swivel, an electronic device holder for use in dorm rooms. First-time mentor and 2016 hatchling Sophia Jarrah, a dual BGSU degree holder and owner. She's an entrepreneur herself, a very good one, a very fine one. She's the owner of the Black Swamp Arts School. She has mentored young Mr. Johnston. Michael, it is your turn to wow these Falcons.
How many Falcons do we have in the Stro this evening? Let me see a show of hands. Now keep those hands raised if you could use a helping hand in your day-to-day lives. I know I could. Hi, I'm Michael Johnston, and I'm the founder of Set and Swivel. Set and Swivel is a mobile device holder that aims to lend a helping hand to all consumers. However, before we begin tonight, I'd like to take a second and introduce you to my good friend, Freddie.
Ooh, we love Freddie! There he is!
Freddie just got back to the dorm after a long day of Ziggies and Zumbas, and all he wants to do is pull out his phone and watch some Netflix. But he finds that no matter how he holds his phone or how he lies in bed, he just can't get comfortable. Thankfully for Freddie, he found Set and Swivel. Thanks, Freddie. Set and Swivel is a swing-out mobile phone or tablet holder which adheres to the wall and connects securely to your device via a pop socket. It allows the user to adjust the tilt, height, and depth of viewing to ensure for a comfortable and convenient experience. As an added bonus, Set and Swivel's adhesive is dorm wall friendly. This means that at the end of the semester, it won't strip paint and it won't leave holes. A survey of BG undergrad students shows that over 70% of those surveyed have experienced a sore neck while viewing their device in bed. This data is significant because the average BG student uses their phone in bed at night at least 5 nights a week for 30 minutes or more at a time. Set and Swivel can provide these consumers with the relief that they deserve. As for the competition, there's things such as magnetic holders, rubber cords, and even goosenecks. Although these may aim to provide consumers with an alternative viewing experience, they pale in comparison to Set and Swivel, as they do not allow for pop socket connection, multiple ways to adjust tilt, height, or depth, or for easy device storage. Although Set and Swivel's initial beachhead market is the over 2 million undergraduate students who live in dorms across America, its versatile design allows it the ability to expand into other markets, such as offices, automobiles, and even bathrooms. The numbers speak for themselves. With a manufacturing cost of $3.72 and an MSRP of $12.99, Set & Swivel has a profit margin of 71.36%. Upon completion of incubation, Set & Swivel will do a 1,500 unit short run to make sure that we've proven our concept. After this, we will make revisions to the first iteration and move into phase 2, where we will launch a 60-day crowdfunding campaign on a platform such as Kickstarter. Here, Set & Swivel will be available to backers at an exclusive introductory price. The capital gained from crowdfunding will then be used to launch the third and final phase of long-term, large-scale licensed manufacturing. Conservative revenue forecasting shows that by the end of its third year, Set & Swivel will have captured 5% of the market and had a gross revenue of $1.3 million. Investors, tonight I'm asking you for $5,000 in exchange for 10% equity in my business idea. By sending Set & Swivel to incubation, it will allow us to redefine the structural engineering of Set & Swivel to make sure that we know its operational limits. Further, we will be able to hatch a truly professional promotional video to make sure that our crowdfunding campaign is a success. Falcon investors, this evening we have the opportunity to redefine the way in which consumers view their mobile devices. We can provide consumers with an experience that's sleek, convenient, and easy to use. So Falcons, won't you lend me a helping hand?
Oh, very crafty, Michael. Set & Swivel, go to product incubation, $5,000, 10% equity. You know I could use an extra hand, Mark West. I could use one right now.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
All
I appreciate
right.
it.
So,
let's just make this easy. Get on with it.
Let's first of all, this is probably the third or fourth time I've seen a freshman come up and nail their presentation.
Woo!
So, absolutely nail it. So congratulations. I got two quick questions for you. First of all, in the demonstration with Freddie, it was an iPhone. Do you aspire or envision being able to do an iPad?
Absolutely. I intend to do tablets and iPads and Android and anything you could think of.
And then my other question is, to me, the whole secret sauce of this is how it adheres to the wall. And there's a lot of different walls. My son goes to NAU in Arizona, and they still have cinder block walls that are porous and this and that. How much work have you done on the adhesive so that it could do many surfaces and won't leave a residue or things like that?
So we've done a good amount of research on adhesives and the different companies that we can get adhesives from. We found the best company to get those adhesives from, obviously, is 3M. And we found that that's a good company that won't leave residue and it can adhere to a good amount of surfaces. Whether or not those porous surfaces we would be able to adhere to is something we would love to look at in the incubation phase of this process.
I've got 4.5 minutes. I just have to point out that this was designed by one of our sculptor students who used to be one of my students. His name is Daniel Krentz, and he and his wife Jessica are with us tonight. So they did the design of this product, which I think is amazing. So we're always trying to reinvent our students and have them help us. All right, they should give a round of applause for Daniel. He did a heck of a job. Yeah. All right, great question, Mark West. Look at the attorney. He's sitting there. Esquire, get up there. Get on it.
I just want to say, Michael, we got to see some of the original work product that you produced, your original idea, and kind of the original pitch deck that you put together. And what you brought tonight and what you showed tonight in that video, I mean, it shows the growth that you've had through the Hatch program. And I think that's what Hatch is all about. Very impressive, very impressive.
5,000, 10%.
I just recently bought one of these similar magnetic devices for my car. They're all over the place. There's a market for it. Your price point's good. I think it's great.
Nico, look at you. Have you spent any money tonight?
yeah. Earl keeps spending my money.
That's good. That's what you're here for.
Question. Do you have
3 minutes?
Do you have a prototype? Do you have a few of these that in use? I mean, we saw Freddie with one, but is that a real prototype? Is that a working prototype?
So it's a semi-functional prototype. Okay. The way we designed that, Daniel and I worked on that. The magnet that we had put in there wasn't strong enough as we had initially planned. And so the prototype you saw in the video wasn't completely functional, but it was functional enough to have in the video and to prototype next to a bed and to, like, I've slept next to an iteration of my product and made sure that it won't knock off the wall or that it keeps my device steady and sturdy. So that's part of why I need incubation, to make sure that we know the operational limits of set and swivel and how strong those connections need to be to hold the different types of devices like the Androids and the tablets and
Two
things
and a
of that
half
nature.
minutes, $5,000, 10%.
Also, do you have real cost numbers relative to what it's going to take to produce?
So the cost
you had in
numbers,
there something, but
the cost number that was in there, we took comparative product pieces that we thought that we could use to assemble set and swivel, and we added those together and had that ballpark estimate. We have not contacted numerous manufacturers to see what that actual price point would be, but we're confident that it would be around that 372 mark.
2 minutes.
Is there any IP that's protectable around this idea?
We for sure believe that there's design patentability around set and swivel. We hope that there's utility patentability around set and swivel with the magnetic concave and convex connections that we have, both at the wall joint and at the phone joint. We're hopeful that there's utility patent there. We're currently holding a provisional patent at the moment.
I appreciate that you're thinking about that. That's great.
So, 2 minutes. Earl?
Oh, I'm waiting to see what Mark West does.
What are you all looking at me for? I'm waiting for you.
I'm going to make you the Mark West deal.
All right, Mark West deal.
Yep. So the 5,000 will go it. We'll take it, and the same offer, 1% up to 25%, 1,000 for each percent, and be with you for the long term. And same one-on-one.
So give it to me again.
Earl's
He's got
stealing
it.
The deal. He's stealing it.
I know, but I'm reading communications coming to me. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm not focusing.
So you're asking for 5% to go to incubation. I'm agreeing with you.
5,000.
You're going to need more money after that. Okay, and I'm saying that every 1,000 that you take after that, we'll add another percent to it, up to 25%. Same deal that Mark gave to DeCoyle.
May I consult with my mentor?
You may.
Hold on,
Thank you.
before you do, Michael.
Oh,
Ooh.
something else to think about.
Yeah, Mark West and I are willing to make that same offer, but we'll go up to 50%, offering you then $25,000, $20,000 post-incubation to help work on your idea before you look at something like crowdfunding or other funding.
Wow.
See, I knew that
Mark,
they would come out of the
It's
closet.
getting mean in here.
Mark, are you in it with me?
Sure.
All right, so give me the deal so I can write it down.
It's the same deal as Earl's, but we're going to go to 50%.
Up to 50%.
No,
Okay.
up to for 25,000. So
25,000 for 50%.
Oh, so it's a great deal for you. You get to give up 25% more equity, right, for the same amount of money.
But it's the commitment. I mean, you're able to move faster and speed through all the stages.
Yeah, with one person.
Can I consult with my mentor?
Just remember owns the company, Pieces of Me.
Isn't this exciting? Our last day of the night, we got them fighting up here. Well, I don't want to say fighting. We want to make sure that the students get taken care of. You guys in out? You're excited here?
I'm not
support anything these
Nico,
guys do.
No, these
you're
these
folding them.
guys.
All right, we're ready to go. I need to have a decision, y'all. Michael, come on. What's it going to be? Who are you going with?
Earl, does your original offer still stand?
It does.
And would you stick with me through that entire process?
Ask Elsa.
Okay, I think we have a deal.
Oh! Wow! Way to go.
Thank you.
Great job. Man, I got to rewrite my notes here. Awesome. Well, that's it for our Hatchlings presentations. For those of you watching us on WBGU-TV, thank you for tuning in, and good night from the Stroh Center. But for those of you in the Stroh Center, we're not done yet. I'd like to invite Dean Braun back to the stage to announce the Hatchlings name that received the most online votes as the People's Choice winner. They will receive a beautiful handcrafted eggie created by Ali Hoig, Glassmaster at BGSU. And here he is, the Dean. Do you know who the winner is? You have no idea? And you don't have a mic. So guess what? This is going to be really exciting.
Who's got the egg?
Who's got the egg? And who's won it? Dum 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 dum. I'll be right back. Don't you go, Bob. Would you hold these people in attendance here? I'll be right back.
We're off TV though, right?
I think the good news is we're off live TV.
Yeah, I think we are.
I hope so.
I think we're off TV.
We're not off mic.
There's like
gone,
laying
the
down.
one guy that's been doing
Em's
it.
laying down. Em's laying down. I don't. Ellie's jumping around, bothering Seth.
There's the egg.
There's the egg.
You hear me? Joe, all right, can we make the dean live? You can't make the dean live. So just tell me who the winner is. This is exciting about live broadcasts. We have no idea who's won this thing. We're coming back. Come on out, guys. Come on out. Please, come on out. There you go, darling. Well, we need to have a winner. Fred, who's our winner of our Eggie? This is like the Academy Awards. We need to have some accountants in here.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Who's the auditors?
You know what? Michael Johnston is the winner of the Eggie. Michael, get out here. You're going to hand it to him. Michael Johnston. Dude, way to go. Congratulations.
That's good.
I think you can finish. You ready?
Is my mic on?
I don't know. Is your mic on, Joe? We got him live.
Congratulations again to all of the hatchlings for their hard work on their business ideas. Many thanks to Kurt Kern, the Falcons, alumni mentors, and the Hatch All-Star Band for a great event. Thank you to our Hatch sponsors and those watching the broadcast tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you next year for Hatch 2020. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good job. Marketing and communication.
The winner takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. We'll never sacrifice the will.